Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Steve Antonioni and this is Cash College, and today we're going to talk about everything you need to know to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in Canada. So I started talking about cryptocurrencies on the channel last year, but it wasn't until very recently that I started to kind of beat the drum on it a little bit harder. And I made a few videos specifically about Ethereum, and I also posted a lot of stories on my Instagram. Make sure to follow me on there if you're not already, where I kind of followed the saga of how Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were rallying and how more companies and institutions went ahead and put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, which was incredible to see. I remember when Elon Musk first put hashtag Bitcoin in his Twitter bio, and I posted a story on Instagram saying I wouldn't be surprised if Elon ended up putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet of Tesla, and sure enough, I think it was like only a week or two later, it was found out that Tesla did in fact have Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So it's a very, very exciting time to start looking into how you can potentially own cryptocurrencies in your own portfolio. But it would be incredibly irresponsible of me if I didn't first point out the risks involved with investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies before I actually showed you how to do it. So Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are an incredibly exciting, but they're also an incredibly risky and volatile asset class. Their value moves around way more than stocks, way more than any other kind of traditional asset class. So you need to be prepared for a lot of fluctuation up and down. Me personally, I'm aiming to hold about 5 to 10% of my portfolio as cryptocurrencies, and I believe that's probably a pretty good range for most people to aim for, or even 1 to 5% if you're just getting started and kind of dipping your toes. So please be very careful and conscious about how you invest in this particular asset class. And also, I would really encourage you to do a lot of your own research into this field, because I think it's incredibly interesting, and I think you'll actually have a great time learning about it because it's so fascinating. All right, so now let's get into actually talking about how you can buy Bitcoin in Canada. So basically, I want to break this video down into a few different options that you can use to actually purchase it, because there's a number of ways you can do it, and they all have their different pros and cons. So I'm going to go through all of them with you and break it all down. So perhaps the easiest way for Canadians to first dip their toes into cryptocurrencies is to use Wealthsimple Crypto. Now, Wealthsimple Crypto is actually basically attached to their Wealthsimple Trade app. If you download the Wealthsimple Trade app, you can also access Wealthsimple Crypto within the exact same app. Now, Wealthsimple Crypto is basically a crypto exchange that allows you to put money into the app, and then you can use it to then purchase either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Now, you can see here that when the app first came out, I just threw in $100 to just, try it out, experiment with it a little bit. And so I bought some Ethereum, and you can see that that's up quite nicely right now. So the pros of using this particular app is that it's very, very easy to get started investing in cryptocurrencies. It's as simple as just downloading the Wealthsimple Trade app, which you may already have. It's very easy to transfer money into crypto. And then from there, all you have to do is simply pick which cryptocurrency you want to actually purchase. And you basically can just press buy, pick how much of it you want to buy, and then send your order to the market. Super easy. But there are a few cons of using Wealthsimple Crypto that you do need to be aware of. And the first one is that Wealthsimple Crypto is a cryptocurrency exchange. So basically what happens is when you purchase cryptocurrencies, you send your money to an exchange and your order gets processed by the exchange. But you don't actually receive your cryptocurrencies. Instead, they're custodied by, I believe it is Gemini, who is a very large cryptocurrency company that's actually run by the Winklevoss twins. Yes, those are the same guys who basically got Facebook stolen from them by Mark Zuckerberg. And Gemini holds your coins on your behalf. So Gemini is a pretty well capitalized company. They're pretty trustworthy in the crypto space. So your coins should be fairly safe with them. But there's kind of a principle in the cryptocurrency world that's best summed up by a phrase: not your keys, not your coins. So many of the particularly hardcore believers in cryptocurrencies want to actually be in possession of their coins. Personally, I like to also be in possession of my coins as well. So that's one of the drawbacks of using Wealthsimple Crypto, is that you don't actually get possession of your coins. So basically, to kind of sum that up, the way it works when you actually buy cryptocurrencies with them is you're buying them, then your coins are held on your behalf, so you still benefit from the rises in value that cryptocurrencies may experience, and then you can sell your cryptocurrencies and then receive Canadian dollars in exchange for that, but you don't actually take possession of your own coins. Now, another con with using Wealthsimple Crypto is there is a spread that they do charge per every transaction. So they don't charge a straight up commission to you. Instead, there's kind of a spread that they'll charge that's between 1.5 to 2% usually. Now, spreads are very common in any kind of cryptocurrency transaction when you're buying and selling. Just in the same way, when you go to convert currency between Canadian dollars to US dollars, there's a spread that usually you have to pay for that difference, and that's how banks and financial institutions make money on the transactions. But the 1.5 to 2% is a little bit on the high end. It's not astronomically higher than other options, but it's a little bit higher. So you could go a little bit cheaper. And if you're doing very large transactions or doing a lot of buying and selling, then that can make a difference. So overall, with Wealthsimple Crypto, if you want a very fast, easy, simple, convenient way to access cryptocurrencies for yourself, they can be a good option if you just want to participate in the price action and have a very simple and easy way to buy and then sell your cryptocurrencies for gains. But for those of you who actually want to own your cryptocurrencies, or for those of you who want to pay a little bit lower in spreads, we'll have to move on to some other options. Oh, and by the way, everything that I talk about in this video will be linked down below in the description so you can easily find it. All right, moving on to option 2. Now, option 2 is actually really interesting, particularly for us Canadians, and that's because we can use exchange traded funds, or ETFs, to buy and sell, or effectively invest in crypto. Now, Canada is actually one of the countries that's leading the charge in this department, because we've been kind of one of the fastest countries to actually allow and roll out some cryptocurrency ETFs. So it's really exciting to be a part of that. So to buy cryptocurrency ETFs, specifically Bitcoin ETFs, you actually have a number of options. There is BITC, there is QBTC, there's BTCG. These are all the ticker symbols for current ETFs that allow you to effectively invest in Bitcoin. And the huge pro about doing this is you can hold these in your tax-free savings account. So normally when you invest in cryptocurrencies, if you were to just buy Bitcoin on an exchange and then hold that Bitcoin yourself, you wouldn't be able to hold that in your tax-free savings account, which means that whenever you sell that cryptocurrency or you use it to buy something, that's a taxable event and you're going to have to pay capital gains taxes on it. But with these ETFs, we can hold them inside of our tax-free savings account, which means that any gains we experience, we do not have to pay taxes on. This is a huge pro for using these. But there are a few kind of cons that you definitely need to be aware of. The first obvious one is that, again, with ETFs, you don't actually hold your own cryptocurrency. If you're buying an exchange traded fund, generally what happens is this fund is going to hold Bitcoin, but you never actually receive that Bitcoin. You're just once again participating in kind of the price action, the price movement of Bitcoin itself, and then benefiting through that by holding the ETF. So once again, you don't actually get your coins. The other con is that a lot of these Bitcoin ETFs like BITC, QBTC, and BTCG, these are Bitcoin trusts. They're closed-end funds, which basically means, to try and put this in very simple, plain words, is that the price of the ETF isn't going to perfectly match the price movement of Bitcoin. There's going to be a premium and a discount sometimes because it's a closed-end fund, which means that sometimes if Bitcoin's, rising in price, or if Bitcoin's at an all-time high, these funds won't necessarily be at an all-time high, so they don't match up perfectly with the price movement of Bitcoin, which is kind of annoying. Fortunately though, it was just announced that there is an ETF that was just approved and will probably start trading very soon that has the ticker symbol of BTCC, and this one is actually set up so that it's not a closed-end fund, it's not a trust, and it's going to track the price of Bitcoin much, much better. So if you do want to go this route, you do want to hold ETFs in your TFSA that invest in Bitcoin, I would say to keep an eye out for the release of BTCC because I think that's probably going to be the best bet. And of course, another thing to be aware of about these funds is that they will have management fees. They will have MERs, which will then get taken out of the fund, which means you pay those fees. So make sure to check the MER for each fund that you're looking at investing in so that you're aware of what those fees are going to cost you while you're holding the fund. If you do want to go this route and you do want to buy Bitcoin ETFs and hold those in your TFSA, probably the easiest way to do that is to use Wealthsimple Trade because they have all of these funds on the app. And since they're traded on the TSX, you can buy them all commission free. So if it's something you want to kind of dollar cost average into, if you want to buy monthly, it's very easy to do that on the app and you won't pay any commissions to do so. So that's probably how I would do it if you want to go the ETF route. All right, moving on to option 3. Now we start getting into the territory where we're actually going to start receiving our coins that we purchase. So we can actually use cryptocurrency exchanges like ShakePay or Newton are two of the ones that I've used in Canada. I particularly like Newton, and that's the one that I'm currently using right now. It'll be linked down below. And if you sign up for that actually right now, it's a referral link I have down below. So when you trade $100 worth of crypto, you'll get 25 bucks, I'll get 25 bucks, and hey, best of all, you can actually refer your friends too within the app. So, you know, feel free to spread the word. But basically the way it works using an app like this is you sign up, you e-transfer money into the app, and then from that point on, you can use your money to basically trade for cryptocurrencies. Now, Newton allows you to trade for a number of different currencies on their app. You can trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Stellar, a whole bunch of them. But if you want to trade some money for Bitcoin, for example, it's very easy. You just choose exactly how many dollars you want to trade for it, and it'll tell you how much Bitcoin you're going to receive in return. And then you can just easily swipe to trade, and then you'll receive the Bitcoin in your custody because these exchanges basically provide you with a wallet that's linked to this exchange. So this is kind of your on-exchange wallet that you get, that your coins go to. Now this is very important and this is very distinct from the other two options I talked about because now you actually get possessions of your coins, and then from there you can choose what you want to do with your coins. So basically the pros of using this type of exchange to purchase Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies is that, well, first of all, it's very easy to do. Secondly, you actually get possession of your coins. Third, Newton has a very low spread. I believe it's between 0.25% and 5%, so they are the lowest as far as I'm aware. And you can transfer your coins out to your own hardware or software wallet that you have possession of. So basically what I mean by that is when you use an exchange like this, you have the option of just simply using it to buy your cryptocurrencies, and then your cryptocurrencies can sit on this kind of wallet you have on the exchange. It'll live within this app basically. But personally, me and a lot of other people who invest in cryptocurrency, we like to have full control of our cryptocurrency. So once we buy it on this exchange, we like to transfer it out to our own wallet that may be a hardware wallet or a software wallet. I'm not going to get too deep into those in this video, but basically I would recommend if you're looking to really get into crypto, look into getting either a hardware wallet like a Ledger or like a Trezor, or look into getting a software wallet for yourself so that way you can custody your own cryptocurrencies very safely and have full possession of them. So on an app like Newton, I have a very small amount of money on here currently right now because usually I like to move it out pretty quickly once I actually buy cryptocurrency. So you can see I have about $152 worth of Ether right here right now. And if I wanted to transfer this out, all I would do is I would simply go to the screen where it brings up whether I'd like to trade, withdraw, or add funds, I would go to withdraw. And then I can see here that it says crypto to wallet. So I can press that and I can choose exactly what I want to do. So I can have my Ethereum here. I want to transfer out all of my Ethereum by pressing on max. And then it'll allow me to paste in my wallet's address so I can send it directly to my own wallet that I own. This is why I really like to go this route when I'm buying cryptocurrencies. The only real con associated with using this last option here, using an exchange like Newton or ShakePay and then transferring your cryptocurrency out to your own wallet that you own, is there are a lot more, I guess, not a lot more, there's a few more steps involved, and you do have to go through kind of the trouble of either purchasing a hardware wallet or getting set up with a software wallet, which can be a little bit more work than a lot of people want to do. So this is the most intensive option, but it's also the most safe option for your cryptocurrency. If you were to just use Newton or ShakePay and then just use it to buy your cryptocurrency and then hold your cryptocurrency on the exchange, that should be okay too. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that if anything ever happened to ShakePay or Newton, the company went bankrupt or something, for example, there's a good chance you wouldn't be able to actually get your cryptocurrency from them. So that's why I like to move it off the exchange after I buy it. But it should generally be pretty safe to still leave it on there, especially if you're just investing a small amount of money just to try it out. You don't necessarily have to go through the whole process of getting yourself a hardware wallet. So ultimately, I would say here's what you need to think about when deciding between all of the options I presented to you, whether you want to go the Wealthsimple Crypto route, whether you want to do ETFs, or whether you want to buy your cryptocurrencies on an exchange and then either leave them on the exchange or take possession of them. The first question I would ask myself is it important to me to actually own my coins? Is it important for me to have possession of my cryptocurrency? If that's not important to you, then I would say to consider either using Wealthsimple Crypto or doing ETFs that you can then hold in a TFSA, for example. That will allow you to simply and very easily expose your capital to cryptocurrencies without going through kind of the whole hassle of custodying your own coins. Now, on the other hand, if you are a person who answered, yes, it's very important to me that I do actually take possession of my own coins, then I would say that your only real option as a Canadian is to go through an exchange like Newton or ShakePay and then transfer your coins out to a hardware or software wallet that you own. Now, finally, I want to talk about taxes because that's very important to know as well. Now, in Canada, cryptocurrencies are subject to capital gains taxes, just like if you were to invest in stocks, which means that if you buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency and then you sell it, if you made money on that transaction, then that's a capital gain and you're going to have to pay capital gains tax. But here's the thing. Not only if you sell cryptocurrencies and make money, if I were to buy Bitcoin and then use that Bitcoin to buy something else, no matter what it is, that's also a taxable event, which means that you still would have to pay capital gains taxes because it's kind of similar to selling your Bitcoin once you do actually trade it for something else. So it's very important that you keep track of your cost basis for your cryptocurrency. Now, if you use an app like Wealthsimple Crypto, they'll do that for you. If you purchase an exchange traded fund, well, that's just going to be the exact same as if you bought any other ETF or stock. So that's easy enough to track. And if you actually hold the ETF in a TFSA, well, then there's no taxes involved, which is very convenient for that option. But if you do use an app like ShakePay or Newton, it allows you to export your transaction history, which then you can use to basically calculate your cost basis. So make sure that you do that. And so those are the three main ways that you can purchase Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies in Canada. I'll make sure to link everything down in the description, and I'll kind of categorize it by each option so you can very easily see the kind of relevant information for each option, and you can decide which one is best for you and use the appropriate apps or resources accordingly. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you want more content on Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, definitely let me know down in the comments, because I would definitely be happy to make more. And feel free to share this video with somebody else who might be interested in also learning about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you again soon.